All right, macro students, here we go with part two of our module 5 lecture. All right, so we're on page 4 of our notes, change in quantity demanded versus change in demand. Earlier in our notes, we talked about those two things, right? We talked about demand versus quantity demanded. Well, now we're going to talk about a change in demand and a change in quantity demanded. All right, so if you're wondering what this triangle is all about, that means change. That's our symbol for change. So change in QD is quantity demanded. Write that in if you don't have that memorized yet, and change in demand. So change in quantity demanded, that is movements along a demand curve. It's a new point. So we talked earlier that a quantity demanded is a point on the graph. So if there's a change in quantity demanded, you'll end up with a new point. And it's caused by a change in the price of the good. So if you're talking about markers, let's say if the price of the marker changed, there would be a new quantity demanded. Over here, change in demand, it creates an entirely new demand curve, a new line, and it's caused by a change in something else other than the price of the good. And there's 5 different factors. So let's go to our graphs here, and we're going to show what those two things look like on a graph. So if we can stick with the prices of $1, $2, and $3, and we can stick with the quantity of 1, 2, and 3. And let's say that we are talking about markers, why not? And let's draw in our demand graph. So put a dot at $3 and 1, $2 and 2, and $3 and 3. We'll label it D for demand. And so let's see, we said that it's caused by a change in the price of the good. So let's pretend that our good of these markers started at $2, so we'll call that point A. And then it increased to $3, we'll call that point B. Sorry, I'm looking for a better pen. That's okay. All right, so the markers started at a price of $2, and at that price of $2, they would get, like, 2 people would want to buy one. If the price went up to $3, only 1 person would want to buy one. So is that an increase or a decrease in quantity demanded? Well, A, where we started, the quantity demanded was 2, sorry, that axis is labeled Q. And then B, at $3, the quantity demanded went down to 1. So the quantity demanded started at 2 and went down to 1. So this graph here, this is an increase in quantity demanded. And it is caused by, oh shoot, I said that completely backwards. It's not an increase in quantity demanded. It's a decrease, and I know it's frustrating when I screw up like that, guys. I'm sorry. Decrease in quantity demanded because the quantity demanded went down from 2 to 1. And it's caused by price going up. So P going up, an increase in price. Now, let's draw another graph down here. And let's draw in our demand curve, our price, and our quantity. But on this one, we don't even need to write in the numbers. Okay, we sure can, but we're just going to say that, let's say that the price went down. So on these graphs, how do we show the price going down? We do it like this. Let's pick a spot on the price. We'll call that A. and then it went down to B, right? So that just shows the price going down. Well, at A, what was the quantity demanded? We go over until we hit the line, the demand curve, and then we go down. So at price A, this is our quantity demanded. And at price B, the price went down, and look at that, the quantity demanded went up, which shows our law of demand, right? Price goes down, more people will buy it. So price goes down, quantity demanded goes up. So this is an increase in quantity demanded, and it is caused by price going down. So we see the price went down, the quantity demanded went up. That is what a change in quantity demanded looks like on these graphs. Let's go over here now to our change in demand column, and we're going to start by P, Q, and our demand curve. And an increase in demand. Hold on. We're going to go over exactly what an increase in demand looks like on our next page. So for this purpose, we're just going to quickly draw what it looks like. It's a whole new demand curve. So this one that we just draw is called an increase in demand. Increase in demand. And then if we drew another one down here, where the second demand curve was to the left of the first demand curve, that is a decrease in demand. And we're going to go over in a lot more detail on page 5 of our notes what that means. All right, so let's go to page 5. All right, so page 5, two types of changes in demand. And our two types are an increase in demand and a decrease in demand. So an increase in demand means that at any given price, at any given price, consumers will buy a larger quantity than they did before. So it means that for some reason, the price of something stayed the same, but more people want to go out and buy it. And that's what these symbols mean. The price stayed the same, quantity demanded went up. Price stayed the same, more people want to buy it. And a decrease in demand means that the price stayed the same, but fewer people will buy it. It meaning whatever good and service, and for whatever reason. So price stayed the same, quantity demanded, meaning the amount of people who will buy it, goes down. And we're going to graph that again, just like we did, but we're going to explain how it shows that. So the increase in demand, we're going to put a P and a Q, and we're going to put our demand curve. Now, for increase in demand, it says that the price stays the same. So how do we show the price staying the same on one of these graphs? Well, we can just pick a price, any price, and then we'll go over and then down. Well, the price is not going to change, but we want the quantity demanded to increase. We want it to go like from there to there. Well, how does that happen? We get a whole new demand curve 2. And what we see then is that the price stayed the same, but what happened to quantity? The quantity did indeed increase. Not to there though, not to there. Does that make sense? So this graph shows the price stayed the same, but the quantity increased from A to B. The quantity demanded increased from A to B. Now the opposite, decrease in demand, well, what you do there is you have your original demand curve, which we label as D1, and our new demand curve is going to be to the left. And that shows that the price stayed the same, but the quantity went down. The quantity demanded went down. So down here, an increase in demand is a rightward shift, And a decrease in demand is a leftward shift. Okay, so now we are going to go on to pages 6 and 7. And I guess that we are going to stop this video again, and I will start a new one since it's getting kind of lengthy.